Geelong as we continue with the action-packed world of Geelong sport and our own flying hawk, Nathan Curry. Good evening, Cuz.
Thank you very much, Rollo. I'm down here at Skilled Stadium where the CEO of the Cats, Brian Cook, and the manager of the Ford Motor Company, Bob Graziano, announced they are continuing their partnership, which makes it the longest in the world to do with sport.
This announcement is from Ford and our club. It will be an extension to what we believe is the longest continuous sports sponsorship of the world. This sponsorship with Ford started in 1925. It's 86 years old. Ford have decided to go early in extending their contract until 2016, which will take our partnership up to 91 years, which is an unbelievable effort and outcome for both ourselves and Ford. This partnership started when Dr. Jim Piper, who was the president of our footy club back in those days, in 25, met with a guy called, who was the managing director, and they had managing directors in those days, believe it or not. A guy called Hubert French from America came over. They formed a close friendship. It developed into a corporate partnership, and 81 years later, it's as strong as ever. We've been through good times, bad times. We've improved our relationship through both those scenarios, and we've come out, I think, to be probably the strongest sponsorship and certainly the longest sponsorship in the world. We're extremely proud of that, and we see ourselves as part of a family with Ford. Ford, Geelong, and football seem to be a triad of a healthy partnership, and we look forward to a long and sustaining partnership in the future.
Thanks, Brian. It really is a privilege and honor for me to be here today to announce that extension, taking us out to 91 years of partnership between Ford Motor Company and the Geelong Cats. And as Brian indicated, we believe this is the longest running sponsorship, certainly in the sports world, and I challenge us to try and find a sponsorship that's lasted this long and in any other forum or venue. So we're very proud of this relationship. It's really we've been together since Ford Motor Company entered this market back in 1925, and this extension just continues to solidify the relationship that these two great brands have with one another. And we're looking forward to the next several weeks together, and looking forward to the next several years together as well. Thank you.
Well done, mate. Thanks very much.
Thank you. You want a camel?
That was a first. But it's family, so it's okay.
It's family, a close family. Real close.
Well, this is a very important part of our history, our heritage. I actually think of Geelong as the spiritual home for Ford Motor Company here in Australia.
What's happened, a recommendation has gone to the City of Greater Geelong. Part of our lease arrangement is they need to approve it, and so they have that recommendation.
How far away you hope?
Sooner the better. Hopefully today or tomorrow. Who knows? No, I don't know.
Congratulations on the new deal, boys. Well, as you could see, Chris Scott, the coach, and Cameron Ling, the captain, were also in attendance, and we caught up with them to find out just how the Cats are going in their week off. Now, Chris, how have you handled training in this week off?
Well, we've tried to keep our training relatively consistent. We're certainly in the position where we think it's preferable not to play this weekend, but we want to make sure that we're still focused and hardened, and that involves some pretty significant training. A little bit of time off, but not too big a block. We want to make sure we keep our eyes on the ball and make sure that we start the game well in a week and a half.
Now, Chris, guys such as Darren Milburn who aren't in the team, is there anything they can do on the training track to get into it, or does it have to do with just match-ups when the next game comes up?
Oh no, there are certainly things that they can do. I mean, we value our training really highly, and performance on the track is important to us. The other thing is with those experienced players, we don't have any doubt of their ability to step into a pressure game after missing a few weeks. So Milburn and Mooney in particular are well and truly in the frame. Now, in the end, it does come down to what we think is the best 22 for that particular game. And as we said a few times, the best 22 last week may not be the best 22 next week. So they're well and truly in the mix, along with 6 or 7 others.
Thanks very much for your time, Chris. Now, Cameron, players have said this year has been more taxing on them. Has the break come at a good time for you and your boys?
Oh, I think a break at this time of year is a bonus for anyone. It does allow the bodies to freshen up a little bit. But I think everyone's that excited this time of year. You know, you go through maybe a tough patch during the middle of the season when it's cold and finals are a long way away, but this time of year everyone's excited to play, and for some reason the bodies feel a lot better and keen to get into some footies. But having said that, the break is nice.
Now, the other night, Lingy, Gary Ablett may have let slip that a few of your teammates are retiring at the end of the season. What do you think will happen?
Oh, I'm not sure. I mean, obviously Moons has announced it, so he's certainly one who's going to retire. I don't know. The individuals who are thinking that, no doubt they'll make up their mind after the season. I think they're just keen to concentrate on footy for now and make that call at the end of the year. What about yourself, Cameron? No, I haven't made up my mind. I think I've been quite open as to say it's either going to be this year or next year, but I'll worry about that at the end of the season. I'm just, as I said, focusing on footy and hoping that we can achieve what we want to achieve this year. Comparing last year to this season, is the lead up to the preliminary finals been better? No, I think even years gone by, we've had a lot of belief and we've had a really strong focus. I can definitely see that there at the moment. The training program that we've got, I think, will put us in really good stead for preliminary final weekend. It's important that we almost keep that same routine as though we're playing this weekend, so we remain focused mentally, and the fitness staff and the coaches have put that in place. But yeah, I think the guys will take this weekend as an opportunity to rest up a little bit, but hit next week really, really hard and make sure we put on a pretty good show. Thanks very much for your time, boys, and we'll make sure we catch up with you again next week. Before I go, just wanted to wish Queenscliff and Geelong Amateur, who are competing in the BFL Grand Final on Saturday, all the best. Whoever wins, I just hope it's a really good match. I'll be back on Wednesday night, but until then, it's back to you, Rollo.
All clear, Nathan. You have a great weekend at the Bellarine Grand Final between Geelong Amateur and Queenscliff at the Torquay Spring Creek Reserve. Now to the Geelong and Surf Coast weather over the next 6 days with our scintillating Sophie Miller. Good evening, Sophie. Can we expect some warmer weather soon?
Good evening. Well, Graham, I do feel a little warmer about the week ahead in the Geelong and Surf Coast weather, but let's take a look. Tomorrow, to start off the weekend, Saturday will see a mostly sunny morning with scattered showers in the afternoon and evening with an expected top of a warm 24. Sunday will be sunny with a top of 21. To start off the new week, Monday will see a mostly sunny morning with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms later in the day with an expected top of 27. Tuesday will be partly cloudy with isolated showers and a top of 19. Wednesday will see isolated showers during the morning with a mostly sunny afternoon and a top of 21. Thursday will see a mostly sunny day with a top of 23. Today we experienced a partly cloudy day with scattered showers this afternoon and a top temperature of 21. So, starting to show some signs of warming up. As that is the weather outlook for this evening, enjoy your weekend. Until next Wednesday evening, it's back to you, Graham.
Thank you, Sophie. You too enjoy a safe and enjoyable weekend. And thank you for joining us on News Geelong this Friday evening. To Muzza Rowland, happy 49th birthday. May you and your beloved Carlton Football Club have a winning weekend. And remember, Muzza, take your time and smell the flowers. From all the team at News Geelong, have a pleasant evening, a safe weekend and a very good night.